Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus and I'm so glad you could join me here today. Hello, you lovely, lovely people! It's just you and me again after a long, long, long time. I've had some great interviews on the podcast for the past few episodes, and I have some amazing ones lined up too. But today I thought I want to speak person to person, soul to my podcast audience. I have a question for you. Do you invest in yourself? Your time, your money, your love? How much of this do you invest in making your life more joyful and fun and easy? I mean, especially the easy part, the frictionless part. I particularly wanted to talk about money today because, we are afraid to spend. A lot of us, we are afraid to spend. And then, especially, we are afraid to spend on ourselves. Often we think, hey, if I buy this particular thing, only I'm going to use it. It's just for myself. So, should I, shouldn't I? And we think 100 times before we do it. This applies to buying a tool or an equipment or something that is going to make your life easier, or signing up for some kind of a mastermind, a course, a class, or just signing up to educate yourself and grow more. Often it's like, hey, this is just for me, so should I do it? And you second guess yourself a lot. But think of if you're doing this for someone else. Quite often, if there is something that you want to buy for someone else, which from an outside perspective, you can see that, oh, this is going to make their life so much more easy and frictionless. It's going to add so much value to their life. Or if it's for somebody's education, taking this class or taking this course is going to help this person so much, whether it's a family member, a friend, a child, a spouse, anybody. We don't think as much when it comes to investing in them. So this is a huge gap there, right? When it comes to others, you don't think as much, but when it comes to yourself, you think 100 times, you think a lot whether it's okay to invest in yourself or not. This is a habit we just have to break. This is the kind of thinking pattern that we just have to let go of. Now, when I say invest in yourself, when I say spend your money, I don't mean spending it on impulse purchases or impulse buying, the little things which, yeah, they'll give you pleasure for a very short while, and then that's it. It's done and forgotten and left in the corner. So I'm not asking you to just splurge that way, which also different topic entirely, is okay to do once in a while to spoil yourself. But today what I'm talking about is something that is truly an investment. Now, how do you differentiate between the two? When you think of whatever it is that you want to buy, ask your inner self, like go by your feelings, go by your gut feelings. Do you feel like, oh, it's just tempting, so I want to grab it right now? Or do you feel like this connection to it? Can you picture your life becoming so much better in the long run because of this thing that you're going to be purchasing? Say, for example, if you're a chef and there are a bunch of these new gadgets that keep coming up, and new tools which are like, hey, this looks cool, this looks fun. There'll be some which are like just tempting and cute and like, impulse buy, like, yeah, I want this. But there will be some things which, when you think of them, they may be expensive, but you're like, but if I get this, these are all the things that I do. which will become so much more faster and easier for me. And then when that happens, it's going to give me more time to create more, and that's going to bring in more income. Same thing goes to anything else that you do. Say, for example, if you do a lot of work on your phone or on your computer, and a time comes where you're like, you need to upgrade it. You need to upgrade to a better phone. You need to invest in something with a better camera, perhaps, or just a faster system in your computer, which will, speed things up, which will have better updates, better quality. But it's a big spend. So how do you know this is right for you? Because when you think of all the ways that's going to make your life so much easier, for example, getting a phone with a much better camera, if that is going to make your life easier because it's going to save your time in editing those photographs, or if it has these features where you can actually create posters and things like that, and all kinds of cool software which you can do right in your phone, then it's a no-brainer. You're like, hey, yeah, this is an investment, which, because I do a lot of photographs for my work, or video clips for my work, and this is going to make my life easier, it's going to make my life smoother, and I'm going to enjoy the process more, because the more easier things get for you, then the more enjoyable the process is, right? And the more enjoyable things are, of course, you get into this high vibe energy, and it goes back to when you're in a high vibe energy, then abundance is flowing to you more easily. You come into a very receptive place. And I'm not saying you should take out a loan and then just go splurge on something which you cannot afford. No. So if you cannot afford it, then don't buy it. I'm sure as hell not suggesting that, spend all this money and splurge and then wait for income to come in from another way. No. But if you can afford it, don't hesitate. If not just if you can afford it, it's also like planning for it, right? You can say that, hey, I want this particular new gadget or new phone, whatever it is, which costs 1 lakh rupees. And then you're like, but I don't have 1 lakh sitting in my bank account right now, so let me just swipe my credit card and then just buy that 1 lakh phone. No, don't do that. What you can do, however, is, my monthly income is about 60,000 rupees a month, and I spend for these things, and then there's a good chunk of savings of at least 30,000 per month. So then say, hey, I'm going to take this phone 5 months down the line, so every month you keep the 20,000 aside so that you can invest in that phone later. And if you can add in more, if you're able to do that each month, then do it. Right? So you can plan for it. So you don't have to take loans, or you don't have to go in debt to get this particular gadget, which is going to make your life easier. And then, yes, again comes back to why. Why do you need to buy this particular thing? Is it for you, or is it to show somebody else or show the world? There's a lot of that, right? People splurge on things which are essentially like useless to them, or they won't be using the full potential of it. They just have it because they're like, hey, if I have this particular gadget or this tool or this piece of jewelry, then I can show this to other people and people think I'm great, blah blah blah, and all that rubbish, right? So no, you don't buy something because you want to show others that you are better because you have this particular gadget, no, or this particular thing, no. You buy something because having that particular thing, regardless of who in the world knows whether you have it or not, even if it's like a top secret investment of yours, regardless of that, having that thing brings you joy. Like, it makes your life just so much better, easier, smoother, all those things. Judge by that, and then you'll know a clear difference between whether this is an impulse buy and whether this thing is a truly an investment that's going to be good for you. Like, you don't have to justify it being an investment. It's just a no-brainer. It's just an investment, and for a fact that this is going to make your life just so much better. The same goes to whether you're taking an online class, course, you're joining something, you want to study something, you want to learn something, and you want to invest in say a book or a video series, or attend an online workshop or something like that. I'm saying online a lot because a lot of us are doing things online right now, but even if it's a physical workshop or physical class or anything like that, even in that case, don't hesitate. If it's something you want to learn, if it's something that is going to educate you and help you truly grow, truly learn and grow, and which you can put in the time to do. There's no point just joining a class. You need to attend it, or if you're buying an online video series or bought a book, you need to read it or watch it or whatever. You need to do it, of course, and you should be able to commit to it. And then once you learn, you should also be able to implement whatever it is you have learned. And if that is the case, then it's a no-brainer. Sometimes we make excuses like, hey, I don't have time, or I won't be accountable, I won't do this and whatnot. But when you go to the root of the problem, it's usually like just a hesitation to spend on yourself quite often, if you ask yourself. In fact, it works the other way around. If you really want to learn something, if you really want to update your knowledge base, or if you want to learn ways to be a better person, it's self improvement overall. If that is something that you want, then you will put in the effort. Once you join the class, take that course, purchase that book or purchase the video series, whatever it is, right? Once you do that, you will commit to it. And more importantly, you will commit to it more, you will be more accountable because you have spent money on it. Because putting money into something, truly investing it into something, makes you more accountable. You will care about it. Like, hey, I have put money there, that is a commitment. So, which is another very important reason for you to actually invest, actually spend that money. A couple of weeks ago, I had a workshop for abundance mindset. It was for conscious entrepreneurs, and I was talking about the various blocks that we have when it comes to attracting or allowing abundance to flow into our lives, how to overcome them. And I was talking to them about this investment bit there too. Not just investment, but overall, like abundance flows. It's not something that just comes, it is something that flows. So that means there has to be an in and out and in and out. That's the way it needs to go. It's like when you're eating food, you're putting food into your body, and then, yes, it goes out of your body, and then it creates space for more food to go in. What is required is taken from it, and what is not required is out. Even with abundance, if you stop yourself, if you hold on to money too tightly, and if you just stop yourself from spending it, even after knowing that, hey, this is something I want, this is something that's going to be great for me, this is going to make my life just so much better and more joyful and easier and all these things, even after knowing this, if you just hold on to your money and not spend it, not put it somewhere, then you are essentially constipating your abundance flow, and that's not a nice feeling. So learn to release, learn to let go, and believe me when I say it creates so much freedom. It's empowering, and when you put your money into something and then you use whatever it is your money has been put into to do something beautiful, as a part of your life, and because it's made your life just better and easier and all those things, as you keep doing it, it will put you in a state where more money is going to flow to you. It is going to create those beautiful connections for you. And I spoke about money today particularly because money is something that people really hold on to very, very tightly, and in a very unhealthy way. Holding on to money that tightly with that fear that more will not come is as unhealthy as just impulse shopping or impulse buying and just splurging on unnecessary things which are only going to bring you joy for a moment. They're both equally unhealthy. So be mindful, and when you do it this way, your life becomes just so much more beautiful. And you feel empowered. It's a very empowering, freeing feeling because you're not stuck to that fear anymore. You look at something like, hey, I want this, and I can feel it. So that's why you go back to the feelings, right? You go back to your gut and you feel like this feeling of expansiveness, like, oh my god, this feels so right. If you feel that kind of feeling, then don't think too much, spend on yourself, invest in yourself, and just see the beautiful, beautiful magic happen. This is something that I have learned in the past, just maybe about 2 to 3 years, which I have truly become very aware of in my life. And let me tell you, right now I'm in a position where I don't have a regular job, I don't have a regular source of guaranteed income. Yeah, okay, I'm privileged to be okay, even if, I don't have a regular source of income. But if I need to invest in myself, in my higher growth, in my education, into just self improvement, or invest in gadgets, tools, whatever it is, if I need to invest in that, then I need money. But even at this point of time when I don't have a regular source of income, if there is something, I have learned this through my experience in the past couple of years, that if this feels like the right kind of investment, which I am going to get a lot back out of it. Sometimes it can be in terms of getting back directly, spend money, get money. But in many cases, it's also like spend money but get so much of other stuff. You might be able to gain so much knowledge, which is just great for you, for your future, for the rest of your life. You might gain so much happiness and joyfulness, which again puts, that is a great investment, right? Like, why do we even earn money or spend money? It's ultimately, the goal is to be happy, lead happy, fulfilled life. So by spending money directly, even if you're not earning money, but if it's going to make you more fulfilled, then yeah, it's great. So that's, I realized that. I've also realized that spending money has led, wherever I have invested in myself, because I've gone with my feeling of, oh my God, this is great, this feels great. When I've done that, it has led to so many beautiful, it's a domino effect of creating connections, creating opportunities, and just opening up my world in such a way that I couldn't even have imagined before. So, yeah, being in a position where I am not getting a constant source of income, I'm still able to invest in myself where I feel like this is worth it. And when I do this, I'm also seeing that the universe takes care of it. When I'm investing in, say, an online tool to build something, or if I'm investing in a class or a mastermind, it's paying off in leaps and bounds in so many ways that I do not for a moment regret that I have invested, I have spent my money on these things, and I have always, some way or another, through some source, I have actually managed to get the money to cover the costs of whatever I've invested in. So try it out, and yeah, if you're very afraid, start small, but try this out. And with the change of your mindset, with allowing the free flow of money to come in and out, when you allow this, it is going to change your life, it is going to make your life so much better. So don't hold on too tightly. Yes, of course, be wise, save, take care of yourself, all that is right, no problem. But also plan to make very sure that, just like how your home or your food or all these necessities that are there as a part of your life, if you have to live, you need all these things. Just like that, having stuff to make your life better, investing to improve yourself, improve your life, that is also a necessity. So treat it as a necessity and don't second guess it and think of it as, oh, this may be a waste. Change that way of thinking just slightly, switch it around, and see the magic happen. So yeah, so this is what I wanted to talk to you all about today. It's something that I've been thinking of for quite some time, and it just came out today. I'm like, yes, I have to share this with you. I'll be back next week with another episode. Meanwhile, do join my Feel Good Tribe mailing list. I send emails maybe 2 or 3 times a month. Though I originally intended to do it every single week, I don't do it that often. And I talk about my classes there. I share my, about my podcast episodes, about many other things. So many opportunities to contemplate in life, so many little stories that happen to me, which I don't share anywhere else. I share it on my mailing list. Just go to my website, veganosaurus.com, that is veganosaurus.com, and scroll down to the bottom and you'll have the sign up form. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the tribe. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again very soon. Bye.